Hi, Sean here, and I just received my new motorcycle boots in the mail. They are TCX X5.4 GORE-TEX boots, and I think I'm going to like them. I tried them on, they seem to fit. I was concerned at first because European boots generally tend to be a little narrow, and my American feet are a little bit wide. I don't have huge Sasquatch feet, but they're, a wide width. So I had ordered the Tourmaster Renegade boots, which are beautiful harness boots that don't look like motorcycle boots. They just look like biker boots or cowboy boots. They're pretty badass, and they have the CE rated protection built in, protect your ankles and all that, but they don't look like it. This obviously looks like a motorcycle boot, which is fine. I'm riding a motorcycle. Why shouldn't it look like I'm wearing a motorcycle boot? But I had to return the Tourmaster boots because they were too narrow. They didn't fit my American foot. Sadly, I live in Hawaii. Not that that's sad, but the disadvantage is places don't pay return shipping, so it cost me $36 to mail those boots back. Oh well. So now I have these, and they fit. These are TCX. They're Italian boots, but unlike a lot of European boots, they actually tend to fit American feet. They're not a wide width, but they're a fairly wide footbed. I read in a lot of reviews, people said they fit their foot, so I thought I'd give them a try, and I'm glad I did. They're made in Romania, so once again, these are European boots, but they're designed a little bit wider than a lot of those fancy Italian boots. So, what do I think about them so far? I see that they have full grain leather with some branding on it, which is, of course, inevitable pretty much with a touring boot, a motorcycle boot. It's got some reflective material on the back. It's got the accordion for flexibility on the Achilles and the instep here. It's got some armor protection on your shin to protect you from hitting that foot peg. It's got CE rated armor on the both the lateral and medial sides of the malleolus, or that protruding ankle bone there. It's got injection molded footbed for the toe and the heel to protect you from crush injuries. And another thing with CE rating, the sole itself has to be rigid enough to protect you from a crushing injury if the bike lands on you this way. And these are pretty rigid, although they are flexible. So you can actually walk around in these boots. They're fairly cushioned, although the insole inside is really super thin. The actual insole inside is fairly cushiony, so it probably won't be too bad, but these are going to wear out in no time. You're probably going to want to go to the corner drugstore or get online and order some insoles or even some orthotics, and you'll be glad you did. But these aren't designed for walking around all day. These are not hiking boots. These are riding boots or touring boots. They are comfortable enough to get off the bike at a stop and go into that cafe, get a cup of coffee or some ice cream or whatever, walk around, stretch your legs. But these are not made for the commuter who wears them at work all day long. You probably could, but they're stiff and they're thick and heavy, so they'd probably get a little warm after a while. Now, there's a GORE-TEX layer inside the sock liner. It's an awful lot of Velcro to open up. I'm struggling here. So it's gusseted, as you can see, to help the waterproofing. So up to the top of the gusset is where the waterproofing ends. The entire inside, under the insole and everything, top and bottom, all around, is a GORE-TEX sock liner. So this is going to be very waterproof, but it's still going to let the sweat evaporate from your feet, because the microscopic pores of GORE-TEX are smaller than a droplet of water, but much bigger than the molecule of water vapor, the steam that escapes your foot. So that's why GORE-TEX keeps you so dry. So it's got a good quality zipper here with Velcro that keeps it up, so it's not going to fall down, and like I said, a ton of Velcro here so you can cinch them down and keep them tight. You want them to be tight because you want to avoid torsional or twisting injuries, and that's part of that CE rating. It has to protect you from twisting injuries, it has to protect your ankles from crush, and it has to protect your toe and your heel cup, and also, like I said, that transverse strength. So that's a CE rated boot. That's going to save you. So if you have to spend an extra 50 or 100 bucks to get CE rated boots so that you don't walk with a limp for the rest of your life because you laid your bike down on a low side and it pinned your ankle between the road and your bike, you're going to be glad that you spent that extra 50 bucks to get the CE rated boots. And I think I'm going to be glad I bought these. So it's got a nice soft rubber sole. It's oil resistant and slip resistant. So it's going to help if you stop at a light and you're on a slight incline, or it's oily or it's wet, so that you don't slide and drop your bike. It's not a hiking boot, so it doesn't have this Vibram sole with a thick tread so you could go through the mud. But for an oily or wet surface, it should do pretty good. So I'm looking forward to riding with these. We'll see how that goes. Thanks for watching.